Let's start with the tarot. Okay, so we have the Justice. We have the Nine of Cups. I mean the Nine of Swords. I don't know why I said Nine of Cups. Of Swords. So right from the start we have a lot of Swords energy. We have Justice. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords. And both of these, the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords, is about being blindfolded, either by covering your own eyes or by having your eyes covered and kind of constrained. Of course, this is voluntary because you're just kind of wallowing in whatever happened. This is about the mind, the thoughts, the shadow of the thoughts. This is also about the containment of the thoughts, having your thoughts kind of like manipulate you into illusion of reality that isn't even there, because there's like the Nine of Pentacles and there's Justice. So I feel like a moment happened where you might have had to make a choice, or something happened in the effect of someone else, but justice occurred, and justice is not from emotions at all. So the Nine of Swords actually tells me that you made the right choice, or a choice was made for you, but then you're wallowing in it because your emotions don't match what is rightful. But there's this Nine of Pentacles, which is about like abundance. The hawk itself tells me there's like a blinded intuition. The hawk is very much about having a bigger perspective of your reality. So like just knowing, like here the Nine of Swords, it's obviously you're just like focused on whatever happened. But the hawk itself, it's about looking at how one event will lead to, so like one event of tragedy will lead to a prospect of abundance in another life. So the Justice, even though it brings forth despair, it will bring forth abundance, but you might not be able to see it because you're constrained by what the illusion of the mind, and how the mind is able to manipulate, what you can't have, what you don't have. So you're feeling contained by your own mind, by your own thoughts. I'm just not sure about that Nine of Pentacles. And you know what, I was actually just thinking about the Nine of Pentacles. I was just thinking about kind of like the mythical idea of like having a black crow, or like where a bird is able to see for you, so you're able to kind of like see outside, because she's like separated. Thing I've noticed about the Nine of Pentacles, even though she has this abundance and it's growing, because grapes are often interpreted as abundance and fruition, and obviously what she's planted is starting to flourish, and she's starting to see what the plant that she has planted. But the thing about the bird that I've started to kind of the first time I've gotten this is that it's like the whole like what is it? Is it Sleeping Beauty? Well, anyway, it's like the black crow, the evil characters of Disney movies have, or like a black bird, and that bird is kind of the eye of seeing outside of what they can't reach. So that could, I mean, in tarot, this signifies like your own intuition, a greater mind, a greater viewpoint to look at. That's not, I don't know. Okay, so, okay, I want to clarify these cards. Okay, let's clarify. So I really want to clarify the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, see, spiritual guidance. Nine of Pentacles, spiritual guidance. Like a feather, often a feather for me, if I see a feather on the ground, it's about like you're on the right path. And air, like obviously this is about air, and there's like so much air energy right here. It's about the mind. It's about clearing the mind. And feathers are actually like messengers. They're like messengers of the spirit realm. So I'm definitely getting that from the hawk. And this could signify if you feel like your spirit animal is a bird, or you've been seeing specific birds a lot. That can, but yeah, so you're being guided to like an abundance, and this can signify seclusion, which might create this like despair within the mind, but justice will prevail to give you abundance, and this path is spiritually guided for your highest good. I mean, the hawk, the bird, whatever that signifies, is like the third eye for you, or like for, in that imagery, it's like the third eye of being able to, the clairvoyance of being able to see into the future, and using that bird, and trusting that bird knows what it sees, and it's not playing a trick on you. And I think that's also about the mind. It's like trusting your intuition, whatever that is to you, gut, thoughts. Well, obviously there's a struggle with thoughts, so I wouldn't trust your thoughts, because they could be containing you. They could be, I don't know, I got like justice. I got this like justice is an illusion. So someone in your life might feel they have given justice to situation, but they might have, I don't know, they might have created injustice for themselves. And I think people get confused with the Justice card, because often it's displayed as you're fighting for the little guy, or often when you get Justice card, you're like, oh, it's going to be better. But also the Justice card, it's about not playing with emotions. It takes away emotions entirely. It's very objective. So if you are, in a sense, the bad guy in a situation, it could be that you are feeling the emotional despair, and justice can be just as spiritually guided for justice. The spiritual guidance for justice could be that a justice was provided in your life, but you aren't synced up with it because you've been blinded to the situation. And like, in a sense, like breakups, we're often in relationships for so long, and a tower moment happens in our lives that creates a breakup, but we're in despair even if the breakup in a sense was good, because that person wasn't right for us, or they didn't treat us right, or that relationship just didn't connect with us anymore, and it was time to leave, and we were not leaving. So spiritual guidance was, spirit came forth and made the decision for you. Okay, so let's see. See all the other cards, what they come up. So we have father. Father wounding, maybe. Yeah, so the despair comes from unfamiliar territory, and the fact that there's water, you might feel like you're a fish out of the water. This might... You had a different situation in mind when, with the Justice card, you thought something... You had a different vision of the reality of what the outcome from the justice was going to be, and it wasn't. So you're like a fish out of the water. It wasn't what. So you're in despair. You're in turmoil because it didn't come out what you were expecting. This could be about father wounding. Okay, let's have a card for the justice. You know, I feel like that's already kind of... Ooh, the moon? What the hell? The moon? What the fuck is going on? And then we have time. Oh, okay. So the moon, this is about duality. This, of course, in tarot, this is about illusions. So I mean, like I was already saying, this kind of confirms what I was already saying with the cards, is there's, like, you thought there was going to be a different outcome, or you're blinded to the reality. Your mind is playing tricks on you, and there's like these illusions, and the justice might have brought forth those illusions forward, and then the despair came forward because you weren't. But I mean, it's all spiritually guided, and actually the reindeer or the deer is actually seen as a very spiritual guided animal, because the horns, the antlers are actually very symbolic of like very earth and grounded energy, provided from the earth, and then the fact that they're always pointing to the sky, it's like this messenger. The deer itself is a very spiritual, but father, this can be about like father wounding that is needing to heal. In order to bring forth abundance, your root chakra needs to heal. You need to feel like the masculine energy within yourself needs to be healed.